Have you been following the standard playbook for success? Grinding away in the 9 to 5, chasing the next promotion, telling yourself that relentless hard work is the only bridge between you and the American dream? Maybe you've even tried the popular manifestation methods. You've repeated, "I am wealthy" affirmations until your voice was hoarse. You've plastered a vision board with images of luxury cars and sprawling homes, only to look at it with a desperate, aching longing. And yet, despite all that effort, that hustle, why do you still feel stuck? Why does the bank account still dictate your emotions, and the dream of true financial freedom feel just as far away as ever? Why does the 9 to 5 grind feel like a trap you just can't escape no matter how hard you work? The answer is simple, but it's profound enough to shatter the foundation of everything you've been taught about building your reality. You were using the wrong tools. You were trying to logic your way into wealth when the universe only understands the language of feeling. You were speaking with your head, but the only currency the creative power of your own consciousness accepts is the language of the heart. You were trying to change the shadows on the wall without ever realizing that you are the one casting them. Neville Goddard, one of the 20th century's most profound mystical teachers, distilled this entire truth into 3 immortal words. Feeling is the secret. Not the thought, not the hope, not the desperate wanting, which only affirms your lack. The feeling. The feeling is the true prayer. It is the precise frequency that tunes your reality. But what is this exact frequency for manifesting wealth and freedom? It isn't a mystical sound or some new age vibration. The exact frequency is a state of being. It is the calm, steady, and natural feeling of already being the person who has the freedom you desire. It is not the giddy excitement of receiving a check. That's temporary and implies you didn't have it before. It is the stable, quiet confidence of already possessing it. It's the fundamental difference between the frantic excitement of a guest and the calm, assured authority of the master of the house. One is a state of getting, the other is a state of being. And in this work, your state of being is the only thing that matters. Most of us live life in reverse. We look at our external circumstances, the bank statement, the credit card debt, the 9 to 5 schedule, the shadows, the effects, and that external reality causes us to feel broke, anxious, or trapped. This feeling of lack, this feeling of being a victim to your circumstances, is a powerful and destructive prayer. It's a clear and constant frequency you are broadcasting to your subconscious mind. And the subconscious, which is impersonal, obedient, and creative, accepts this feeling as a command. It then faithfully projects more circumstances, another unexpected bill, a missed opportunity, another year in the same cubicle, that perfectly match your inner feeling of lack. We are all masters at manifesting, but most of us are masters at manifesting what we don't want. We do it because we are experts at feeling what we don't want. The secret, then, is not to change your thoughts with brute force, but to change your feeling. even when the entire world of your senses screams otherwise. Neville taught us that your subconscious mind is the fertile soil, the promised land where your reality is born. Your feelings are the seeds. You can spend all day scattering thoughts of wealth, the seeds, on this soil, but if you don't water them with the feeling of conviction, they remain inert, dry, and powerless. Your thoughts are the blueprint, but your feeling is the energy that actually builds the house. Think of it this way. Your desire for financial freedom is just a thought. It's cold, abstract, and separate from you. Now, ask yourself this question, and be honest. How would I feel right now if I were already completely financially free? If I had FU money? If my investments paid for my lifestyle and work was a choice, not a prison? The answer isn't a word. It's a physical sensation. It might be relief, peace, freedom, gratitude, security. That feeling, that specific emotional cocktail, is the exact frequency. Your only job, your real job, far more important than your 9 to 5, is to learn how to generate and live from that state of feeling, regardless of what your current bank account or boss tells you. This is Neville's great revelation. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a physical experience and an imagined experience. To your deep mind, if you can genuinely feel the relief and security of being wealthy, you are wealthy. And because your entire outer world is nothing but a mirror reflecting your inner state of consciousness, the world must reorganize itself to match this new truth. The money, the opportunities, the business ideas, the promotions, they have no choice but to show up by law. This is not the positive thinking you've been sold. That hustle mindset is often a desperate attempt to paint over a negative feeling. It's the act of saying, "I am a millionaire," while your entire body is vibrating with the feeling of, "I am broke and desperate." This only creates internal conflict and frustration. Neville's law of assumption is much deeper. It asks you to bypass the conscious, logical hustle and go straight to the feeling. You don't have to convince your logical mind, which is full of doubt. You only have to impress your subconscious mind, which is pure creative power. To show you the difference, let's imagine two men. The first, let's call him Thomas, is a product of the grind culture. He obsessively thinks about wealth. He works 12-hour days, repeats his affirmations, networks constantly, but he constantly feels the crushing anxiety of his student loans and the pressure to perform. His dominant, unspoken feeling is fear. The second man, David, decides to apply this law. He stops the grind. For just 5 minutes a day, he completely ignores his bills and the reality of his cubicle. In those 5 minutes, he immerses himself fully in the feeling of relief. He feels the peace of having a zero balance on all his debts. He feels the quiet joy of being his own boss, generous and secure. Who is actually building wealth? Who is sending the correct frequency? The answer is obvious. Thomas is planting seeds of fear and anxiety while shouting, "I am wealthy." David is planting seeds of relief and peace. The universe, your subconscious, doesn't respond to the words you shout. It responds to the feeling you quietly embody. That feeling is the true magnet. And now we will teach you not just to understand this, but to master it. But this brings us to the million-dollar question. How can I feel wealthy, free, and secure when my senses, my physical reality, my bank account are screaming at me that I'm broke and trapped? This is the question that separates the amateurs from the masters. Neville's answer is radical. Feeling is not something you find, it's something you create. It is not a reaction to your world, it is an action that creates your world. It is a discipline, an art. You are not a thermometer, passively reflecting the financial temperature of your life. You are a thermostat, actively setting the temperature to which your life must conform. So, how do you create a feeling from nothing? You do it with the one tool given to us for this exact purpose, your own wonderful human imagination. As I said, your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between a physical experience and a vividly imagined one. A method actor can generate real tears on stage by imagining a tragedy. His body physically responds to the feeling generated by his imagination. Your task is to become that actor. You must become a method actor for wealth. Neville gave us a specific, potent technique for this, known as S.A.T.S, or State Akin To Sleep. This is the golden hour for impressing your subconscious mind. Why? Because in that drowsy, hypnotic state just before you fall asleep, the gatekeeper of your conscious mind, your logic, your doubt, your inner critic that loves to say, "But look at your bank account," is finally offline. The door to your subconscious is wide open, receptive, and ready to accept new instructions. This is the process. Every night, without fail, as you are lying in bed in that pleasant, sleepy state, bring your desire for wealth to mind. But do not think of it as a desire. Do not think of money. This is the critical shift. You must think from it. You must construct a short, simple scene, an imaginal act, that implies your wish is already fulfilled. This is key. The scene must take place after the fulfillment. For example, if your desire is financial freedom, do not imagine the act of getting a check. That is the event, and it still implies you are about to receive. Instead, imagine a scene that is a consequence of already being free. Imagine a loved one asking you, "Aren't you worried about that old credit card debt?" And you, with a feeling of total peace, replying, "That's been handled for ages. We are completely free." Feel the relief in that statement. Or imagine logging into your bank account not with fear but with boredom, just to check the massive balance that you know is there. You must make this scene as vivid as possible. Use all your imaginal senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What is the feeling of the expensive sheets on your skin as you lie there, totally secure? The more sensory detail you add, the more real it will feel. And if the scene feels real to your imagination, the feeling of relief, freedom, and gratitude will emerge spontaneously. That feeling, that is the exact frequency. Another technique, If a full scene feels too complex, is what Neville called the lullaby method. You choose one short, simple phrase that summarizes the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not, "I am rich," because your logical mind might fight that. Instead, choose a phrase of completion, like, "Isn't it wonderful?" Or simply, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," as if you are giving thanks for a gift already received. The phrase itself has no power. Its only purpose is to help you evoke the feeling. Repeat it gently, over and over, like a lullaby. Not with force, but with deep relaxation. Let the phrase cradle you, allowing the feeling of gratitude, wonder, and relief to rise up and completely saturate your consciousness. And then you fall asleep in that feeling. To fall asleep in the feeling of your wish fulfilled is the supreme creative act. You are impregnating your subconscious mind with the seed of your new reality. You have given your instructions for the night. While your conscious body sleeps, your deeper mind, the creative power within you, gets to work, orchestrating all the events, people, and coincidences necessary to bring that state to birth in your three-dimensional world. Let me tell you the story of Anna, a woman who was drowning in debt. For months, she had tried the hustle mindset. She did affirmations, tried positive thinking, but the raw feeling of panic was eating her alive. Every time she checked her mail, she felt a pit in her stomach. She was a prisoner of her reactions, a slave to the frequency of fear. On the verge of giving up, Anna decided to stop thinking and start feeling. She would ignore the shadows, the debt letters, and focus only on the cause. Faithfully, every night, Anna entered the state akin to sleep. She didn't think about how the money would come. She refused to replay arguments with creditors. She built a simple, short scene. Her scene was this. She imagined herself sitting at her desk, holding her checkbook. But she wasn't paying bills. She was writing a check for a charity donation. She felt the smooth texture of the check, the flow of the pen, and most importantly, she felt the overwhelming emotion of gratitude and generosity. She felt the profound peace of having so much abundance that she could give it away freely. The first few nights were difficult. Her rational mind fought her, calling her a fool, a liar. The old feelings of panic tried to resurface, but she persisted. Like an actor, she returned to her scene again and again until the feeling of peace and generosity felt more real than her anxiety. She fell asleep in that state, feeling like a philanthropist, not a debtor. After about 2 weeks of this faithful practice, something began to shift. It wasn't a sudden, Hollywood-style miracle. The change happened inside her first. The background anxiety that had tormented her days began to quiet. She felt calmer, more centered. She was no longer a victim reacting to the world. She was becoming the master of her inner state. She had changed her frequency. And when your frequency changes, your reality must follow. One afternoon, she received a call from a distant relative she hadn't spoken to in years. The relative explained they were settling an old family estate and had discovered a small trust fund left by a great-aunt that no one knew existed. It wasn't a lottery win, but it was almost the exact sum Anna needed to clear her most urgent debts. A coincidence? To the logical mind, yes. But to Neville, and to anyone who understands the law, this was the inevitable consequence. Her subconscious mind, having been impressed with the feeling of financial peace and generosity, had moved the invisible wires of the world to bring forth that solution. It had built a bridge of incidents that her logical, hustle mind could never have conceived. Anna's story teaches us that feeling is not just a secret, it is the only currency in the kingdom of consciousness. You can have all the right thoughts, but if you don't purchase them with the currency of feeling, they remain sterile ideas. Wealth is not a state of your bank account, it is a state of your heart. The exact frequency for wealth, then, is not giddy excitement. Excitement is the feeling of someone who doesn't have and is about to get. The exact frequency is calm certainty. It is peace. It is relief. It is the natural, almost boring feeling of already having. It's the feeling a millionaire has when they look at their bank account. Not shock or excitement, just normal. Your goal is to make wealth, freedom, and abundance feel normal. When you soak in that state of calm certainty, you stop wanting or desiring it. Desire, by its very nature, implies absence. You cannot desire what you already have. By assuming the feeling of already having, you cancel the desire. You are telling the universe, I no longer want it, because I am it. And that assumption, held with faith, is the most powerful command you can ever give. This is why people who try too hard to manifest always fail. Their effort, their anxiety, their constant checking to see if it's working, these are all loud, powerful affirmations of their lack. They are broadcasting a frequency of striving, not a frequency of having. True creation happens in a state of rest, of confidence, of a mental Sabbath, as Neville called it, the inner rest in the absolute certainty that it is already done. But what happens when you wake up? You planted your seed of wealth in the S.A.T.S, but now you open your eyes. The world of Caesar, the world of facts, is right in front of you. The bills are still on the table. The email from your boss is still waiting. This is the real test. This is where 99% of people fail. They allow the shadow of the morning to destroy the masterpiece they created in the night. Neville taught that your practice doesn't end when you wake up. It must continue with what he called a mental diet. Just as you control the food you eat to nourish your body, you must rigidly control your mental states to nourish your new reality. Your only job during the day is not to hustle to get the money, but to not fall from the feeling you cultivated. You must hold the frequency. Not falling means that when you see the bill on the table, you must, with spiritual discipline, refuse to go back to the old feeling of anxiety. This is the hardest and most powerful work you will ever do. It is the moment you choose. Will I believe my five senses, or will I believe my imagination? Will I worship the shadow, or will I remain loyal to the cause? Your future wealth depends on this choice, made dozens of a day.